My
awesome.
father's from Montgomery.
Right?
Yeah, we've got all my cousins are still living in Montgomery and Birmingham.
Okay. Yeah. I born in Birmingham, grew up Gulf Shores.
We're good? Are we rolling? Great. If you could first start with your name and your
Sure.
organization and your title.
Sure. My name is Clayton Turner. I'm Chief of Staff for the Young Republican National Federation.
Excellent. And you want to keep
Right.
eye contact with me?
Okay.
So don't worry about that. And tell me why young Republicans care about clean energy.
I believe young Republicans care about clean energy mainly because they care about our future. They care about solutions. They care about opportunity for ourselves, for our families, for our kids in the future, and about having, as some of the presidential candidates said, a new American century. Us having the opportunity to not have to have the same discussions and battles that have been going on for the last 40, 50 years over energy. And I think a lot of young people I know that actually care about clean energy, it's not necessarily about climate change versus other issues. It's mainly just about opportunity in the economy. It's about not having to, rely on. Let me start over there. Not having to necessarily rely on foreign powers to dictate American policy. It's about having American government be able to be self-sustaining through energy, and us really be able to move on to other issues that actually should be affecting our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it makes so much sense because the price is just falling.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's. So what are young Republicans doing about it?
Well, I think mostly what young Republicans are doing about it is getting involved. I think young Republicans are letting their elected leaders know that this is an issue that's important to us, like so many others, and putting our not just going to the ballot box and voting, but putting our boots on the ground. Like Young Republican National Federation, one of the things we love to do is get out and help candidates, get elected. And we're going to be throughout the country the next 6-7 weeks helping candidates get elected. And generally speaking, we help candidates that, not just Republicans, but candidates that are like-minded with us. So we make sure that we advocate, we put our feet to the ground and get out there and help everybody get elected. And they know, most of these candidates, whether it's throughout particular states or nationally, these people know that when it comes time to get elected, they're going to want our help.
Exactly. So is this something that energizes young people, this issue?
I think so, but as I said before, I believe this is an issue that energizes young people because we want solutions, and we actually frankly just don't want it necessarily to be an issue anymore. All of us have grown up. I'm a little bit older than some of my young Republican friends. I'm 34, but so many of us have grown up in a world where so many of our battles have been fought over energy. So much of our territory is so much of the battles over the 80s, the 90s, and then the 2000s have been fought in lands that maybe we didn't have to have battles fought in, but they were fought over energy issues. In a lot of ways, that was where our interest is. And I think if we can, figure out a way that we have all, could be self-sustaining in America and energy dependent, then we're going to be able to kind of move on to other issues. I think most young people I know look at the economy we have now of whether it's Amazon or Uber or all these.
Sorry. I really want you to capture that thought. Do you mind staying out there and taking people out? That would be so awesome. Thank you.
You want to go back to?
So many of the young people about
Yeah.
Amazon and Uber.
Yeah.
So many of the young that thought.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Or you can do it first. You're welcome to.
Yeah.
I think so many young people look at the world we live in with. I think I read a stat the other day about the number of billion-dollar companies that weren't around just 5 years ago. You look at companies like Amazon and Uber, Lyft, and all these different this new generation of ideas and companies. And young people are like, well, if we can figure all this stuff out, why can't we figure out energy? Why can't we actually get together, get Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals in a room, figure out these issues, and not be beholden to different divisions that affect all these other issues. Why can't we come together and actually figure out solutions? Most young people I know, young conservatives, young liberals, most I know really just want solutions. They want people that aren't going to be about the same rhetoric. They actually are going to be in a room solving problems.
That's so true, and they're so frustrated with Washington
Right.
now.
Right.
Just to interject.
I know it's really loud over there.
Oh, no, I was actually gonna say, it's gonna feel really rude because we're over here in the room, but just ignore us and just
Okay.
talk to her.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't.
No.
Yeah, I meant to say
No, I
that at the
understand.
beginning because it makes you look shifty-eyed on camera.
Right.
And we don't want you to look
I understand.
shifty-eyed.
I understand.
But talk about that a little bit, the frustration out there in with your colleagues, young Republicans, with that kind of gridlock.
Right, and I think young Republicans have grown up with gridlock. The last remnants of young Republicans right now are people that my age that grew up with Ronald Reagan as president when we were, very young. He was already, when I was born, he was already president. And we look at times like that where you had somebody that could work with both sides of the aisle and get stuff done. Whereas we move forward, and it's really been since the mid-1990s that we really haven't seen any compromise. People that compromise nowadays are vilified. And I think young Republicans really want people that are going to have solutions that, look, at the end of the day, 90% of the issues facing our country aren't Republican or Democrat issues. We can all figure out a way to work together and get things done. Energy is a perfect example of that. I think also, just frankly, with the debates and the rhetoric on TV and what have you, we all hear people talking about the same issues all the time and never fixing it. Whether it's energy, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I can tell you, we talked about energy since I was in college. Energy issues have been important there, and there's things that people just don't actually ever fix. And you wonder, well, it's been 15, 16 years, and we're still having a debate on the exact same things. It's immigration, energy, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, the deficit, all these issues people just speak to all the time, get reelected, and just move on. And you want them to move on and actually fix things, and then come back, and they're just right back at still debating the exact same thing and never actually fixing it. The other aspect of this is we don't have to have some grand, in my view, we don't have to have some grand plan that fixes everything at one time. Let's, if we have to piecemeal something and get a couple things fixed here and there, let's do that. Let's get something done. I think that's also why a lot of young people really respond well to what Speaker Ryan's doing right now with his Better Way platform, just actually offering solutions. And I can tell you, I don't necessarily agree with everything he has, but I can tell you at the end of the day, when I look at Congress, there's really only a couple people that I see that are actually putting out bold ideas for long-term reform. And for young Republicans, we want long-term reform throughout the country.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Thank you.
terrific. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Do you feel like you've...
Yeah, no, I just thank you all for the opportunity to speak. And like I said, the Young Republican National Federation is just really overall throughout 50 states, we're very invested in getting people elected that are actually going to be here solving problems.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, we got to